Hello everybody, welcome back. Now I'm going to explain about MVC. MVC stands for Model View and Controller. It is a design pattern that separates the business logic, presentation logic and the data. Controller acts as an interface between you and the model. And controller intercepts all the incoming requests and model represents the state of the application, that is data. It can also have the business logic. That is, the model contains the business logic and controller accepts all the incoming requests and view represents the presentation, that is UI, user interface. And advantage of MVC architecture is navigation control is centralized and easy to maintain the large application. Now I'll show you the example for this MVC. So first create a dynamic web project with name MVC, and inside the source I had created a package named com.mvc, and inside the package I had created one servlet, controller servlet, and also one login bean.java. This is a Pojo class or bean class. And inside web content I am having one index.jsp, login error.jsp, and login success.jsp. And inside webin, we are having one web.xml folder. So first, what does this web.xml contain? This web.xml contains one servlet. Inside servlet tag, we have servlet name as controller servlet, and servlet class is com.mbc is the package. So com.mbc.controller servlet. And inside servlet mapping, we are having servlet name is controller servlet and URL pattern I had taken is controller servlet only. Then inside the welcome file list, we have index.jsp and okay. So you can also mention the other JSP files. We are having index.jsp as well as login error.jsp. So login error.jsp and also login success.jsp. So you should mention all the JSP files or whatever HTML files you are having. You should mention inside the welcome file list. Okay, so this is my welcome file list. Inside welcome file list, I'm having the index.jsp, login error.jsp, and login success.jsp. First, the control goes from web.xml to the index.jsp. And inside the index, this is the login bean. This is the bean class or the Pojo class. It contains here I have taken the two variables, that is the string name and password, and this contains the getters and setter methods. Okay, and one validate method here. Inside validate method I have checked one condition like if password dot equals admin only, then return true, else return false. Then first the control goes starts from index.jsp. First input type equal to text, name equal to name. Then input type equal to password, name equal to password. First we need to enter the name and password and we say submit. Then the action control goes to the controller servlet. URL pattern is controller servlet of the controller servlet class. So inside controller servlet we have protected void do post HTTP servlet request HTTP servlet response throw servlet exception IO exception response dot set content type to text slash HTML and print writer out equal to response dot get writer in order to print out the console. Then first whatever parameters you submitted in this index.jsp, those parameters are acquired in this controller servlet using request.get parameter name and password and stored in these variables string name and string password. The next an object is created for login bean. Login bean equal to new login bean. Then bean dot set name. It is calling the setter methods of this login bean, and the name is this name is stored in the bean object. Password is also stored in the bean object. Then request dot set attribute bean comma bean. You are setting the attribute value for bean. then boolean status equal to bean dot validate. Then the control goes to the validate function in the login bean. Then it is checking whether if password is equal to admin or not. If password equals to admin, it returns true. Otherwise, returns false. Then if status means if password is admin, then request dispatcher goes to object for request dispatcher is created. Request dispatcher RT equal to request dot get request dispatcher login success. If password is equal to admin, then the control goes to login success. Then you are successfully logged in. And again login bean equal to request dot get attribute of bean. Inside the bean you have the name. So out dot print welcome plus bean dot get name. From this bean you are getting the name and it will welcome with that name. And if it is a failure, then it goes to request dispatcher RT equal to request dot get request dispatcher login error dot JSP. If the password is not equal to admin, then it goes to login error dot JSP. Here sorry username or password error. Then again include file equal to index.jsp. Again you need to log in. So we'll run this file. So first open the index.jsp application. Right click on index.jsp and say run as run on the server. And select the Tomcat server. Select the appropriate project, MVC project and say finish. And just restart the server. So the server is starting now. See, you need to set the configuration you need to configure the build path for this project also. For each and every project you need to configure the build path. And also here you need to select the two jar files, that is servlet api.jar and jsp.jar. Why? Because you are also using a servlet here, controller servlet, and also JSP. So you need to select two jar files, that is servlet api.jar and jsp api.jar. So the server is starting now. There is some problem here. We'll stop the server and then we'll run it again. Sometimes the server may go into some problem. So if the server is in problem, just you clean the Tomcat directory, clean the Tomcat working directory. And just you go to project and just go to project, clean the project. Just clean only the particular project, appropriate project. Don't clean all the projects. Just clean the MVC project. Once the project is clean, then build the project. You say build project. Then after that one, start the server. Server is starting now. Yeah, the server has started. Now just right click on the application and say run on the server. And select the Tomcat server and select the appropriate project MVC and say finish. Then you get the login page here. enter the name as Scott and enter the password as admin. If password is admin, then it goes to login success. Yeah, you are successfully logged in. Welcome, Scott. If you enter the password other than admin, if you enter some other password and say login, then what happens? It says sorry, password and name and password error. Sorry, username or password error, you need to log in again. So this is about the MVC, Model View Controller, where model contains the business logic, view contains the presentation logic, and controller servlet accepts the incoming request. So this is about the model view controller. Hope you understood this program. So I'll continue in the next class.